इष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24, verse number 34. So discussing about the renunciation of Kardama Muni. Ashma abhiprache adyapatim prajanam toya avatirna anna utpata kamaha paribrajat padabim ashita aham charishye tvam hridhi ujan vishakaha. Ashma abhiprache adyapatim prajanam tva avatirna anna utpata kamaha paribrajat padabim ashita aham charishye tvam hridhi ujan vishakaha. Ashma abhiprache, I am inquiring. Adya, now. Patim, the Lord. Prajanam, of all created beings. Toya, by you. Avatirna arnaha, free from depths. Uta, and. Apta, fulfill. Kamaha, desires. Paribrajat, of an itinerant mendicant. Padabim, the path. Asitaha, accepting. Aham, I. Karishye, I shall wander. Tvam, you. Hridi, in my heart. Yunjam, keeping. Vishokaha, free from lamentation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Today I have something to ask from you, who are the Lord of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts to my Father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant, renunciating this family life. I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Actually, sannyasa or renunciation of material household life necessitates complete absorption in Krishna consciousness and immersion in the self. One does not take sannyasa, freedom from family responsibility, in the renounced order of life to make another family or to create an embarrassing transcendental fraud in the aim of sannyasa. The sannyasi's business is not to become proprietor of so many things and amass money from the innocent public. A sannyasi is proud that he is always thinking of Krishna within himself. Of course, there are two kinds of devotees of the Lord. One is called Goschanandi, which means those who are preachers and have many followers for preaching the glories of the Lord, and who live among those many followers just to recognize missionary activities. Other devotees are Atmanandi, or self-satisfied, and do not take the risk of preaching work. They therefore remain alone with God. In the classification was Kardama Muni. He wanted to be free from all anxieties and remain alone within his heart with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Paribrajata means an itinerant mendicant. A mendicant sannyasi should not live anywhere for more than 3 days. He must be always moving because his duty is to move from door to door and enlighten people about Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakkhunilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Raghunadvitam Tam Sajipam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devan Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sabishakhanvitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopiso Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Namastute Panchakalpat Tarovascha Krupa Sindhu Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Brunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nilachara Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadravyam Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining today for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Early morning Srimad Bhagavatam class keeps our whole life connected to Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and to the respected Guru Varga. So these days we are discussing about renunciation and about renunciation of Kardama Muni. So we're seeing here in this beautiful subject from last few weeks how Kardama Muni is approaching Kapila Muni and he is talking to his interaction basically, and then how Kardama Muni is discussing about he is want to renunciate from this household life. So this is a very beautiful subject matter, and if we deeply analyze this Kardama Muni and Devahuti's interaction is basically an ideal Grihastha life, how the Grihastha should behave, how they balance both their material duties and spiritual duties, and basically in a Grihastha ashram, how sincerity, how your desires should be should be dovetailed towards Krishna consciousness. Those are are clearly mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in this purport. My knowledge in this beautiful subject matter is very limited, but however, with all of your blessings and guide and Senior Raja's guidance and Srila Prabhupada's beautiful books, would like to glorify the subject matter for my own purification. So here we see that in last few classes of discussion, we see that Kardama Muni is basically, he has been instructed by Lord Brahma to help him in the secondary creation. So in the due course of time, Kardama Munis get introduced to Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, and they had a wonderful household life. And Kardama Muni is blessed with nine daughters and one son, who is Kapila Muni, and basically Kapila Muni is showing Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now he has 9 daughters, and all these 9 daughters he has basically given giving them to different Prajapatis in wedding. So here he is saying that I have now been liberated from my debts to my father. So his father here is basically Brahmaji, and he is helping in father in the secondary creation in a family life, staying and having a nice family life and having progenies. And that too, he took care of all his household life. He had given a beautiful life to Mother Devahuti. We see how he could, due to his yogic mystic power, he could create an airplane, like Bindu Sarovar, all those interactions we see. And he is a successful householder that time, and he has taken care of his wife well, and he has his duty towards his daughters he has taken care, and now he has a son. So he is saying that I have been liberated by Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna from his debts to his father. So if an individual, when he comes to this material world, he was 4 or 5 debts are there. And there's some debts to your father, some debts to your mother, then some debt to Guru, and then there are debts to the demigod. Like that, we have debts are there. So he's saying that I have been liberated by my debts to my father, and since all my desires are fulfilled. Now, since all these 2 things are done, then what I want to do, I want to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant, basically traveling sannyasi or parivrajaka acharya. So this parivrajaka acharya, what they do not stay in one particular place for a longer time. They basically travel and preach, and they go door to door, and they do devotional service, and they basically graduate everybody with their love to Krishna consciousness. Basically, they bring everybody closer to Krishna. So for here, Kardama Muni is saying that I want to become a parivrajaka, and I want to move, and I want to, without having any lamentation, I would like to always think about you in my heart. So here we see that one thing Prabhupada here is writing here, that a sannyasi's business is not to become proprietor of so many things and amass money from the innocent public. We see that in this current situation, in the name of sannyasi or in the name of renunciation, there are a lot of fake renunciation. We see that there are sannyasis, they are associated with a different family life. They say that I'm sannyasi, but they're kind of cheating the innocent people. They're accumulating wealth, they're having an empire of their own, they are creating so many wealth that their 7 generations can stay with that much amount of wealth. So Prabhupada here is clearly saying that sannyasi's business is not to become proprietor of so many things. Like when Srila Prabhupada incorporated our movement and named this as ISKCON, Prabhupada could have named this as Prabhupada's organization. He could give in his wife's name, his kid's name. Like here, somebody does something, he gives his father's name. Or like, for example, us. Sometimes we want to do something, right? So somebody will tell that my father was so nice and nice. I will do this for my memory of my father. Or somebody will tell, okay, I love my wife. I'll do a charitable fund in the name of my wife. So and so this Mataji's name and in that name company. But Prabhupada was so much focused in Krishna, like he was a perfect yogi and renunciate. So what he did, he basically created the organization in the name of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. He did not say any other consciousness. He told Krishna consciousness, because he knew that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is the only way then everybody can stay united. And if Krishna is happy, everybody will be happy. If anything and everything should be offered to Krishna, because everything has emanated from Krishna only. So here, that's why Prabhupada is clearly saying this sannyasi's business is not to become a proprietor of so many things. And in our ISKCON movement also, we see there are so many sannyasis, wonderful sannyasis are there. They hardly possess anything. They maybe because of the current demand of the situation, our sannyasis having some of them having a laptop and some the phone, because that also they need for connecting or with the devotees and for their preaching activities. Like there is a wonderful book of our Madhavananda Prabhu, When Good Fortune Arises. In Good Fortune Arises, Madhavananda Prabhu has very beautifully described his interaction with Gaur Gobind Swami Maharaj, and how Gaur Gobind Swami Maharaj was setting up an example and a hallmark how a perfect sannyasi should behave. So once what happened that Gaur Gobind Maharaj, due to his preaching activities, he went to Austria. In Austria, the devotees or the organization kept him staying in a 5-star hotel. In the 5-star hotel, when he went inside, he saw that the taps in the bathroom are basically gold enameled, and the elephant teeth is there, right? Those kind of carving are in the wall. He went inside and then came out. He told, "I'm a sannyasi. I cannot stay in this kind of situation. Please give me, otherwise take me to a garden where there's a normal tap will be there, and give me a bucket or something. I can manage in that. If I stay, a sannyasi like me or a renunciator like me should not stay in this kind of palatial places and should not enjoy so much." In our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission also, like his advice to Raghunath Das Goswami or any of the Goswamis we take an example, we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught them how beautifully accommodate the Vairagya Vidya, the act of renunciation. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, if we see, he has come from such a affluent family. His parents, his ancestors was very, very rich. He left everything, and what he did, he stayed in Jagannath Puri for a quite long time, and he was whatever from Jagannath Mahaprasad he was getting, he was managing with that. Even his parents sent him a lot of money just to survive. That also slowly he asked them not to send. So here another line is there that renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. So here one might think that showing Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kapila Muni, is in front of Kardama Muni. And how come then Kardama is saying that I wish to wander about and free from lamentation and go outside and become a Paribrajaka? When his son is Supreme Personality of Godhead, why he has to go outside? So we need to understand here that Kardama Muni basically is setting up how ideal Grihastha should behave. Basically, they say that after 50 years of age, we should go for a Vanaprastha. A Grihastha should go for a Vanaprastha. Another example, another thing, internal meaning, we can think that when we are separated from some things, right, we value it more. Basically, separation brings closure. And today, we might say that I want these things, I love these things the most. We really value that thing, and we think that, yes, that is really valuable to me. Only thing that when I am away from it, how much I am valuing for it. Like Mother Sita's example we can take, or Prahlad Maharaj's example also we can take. Prahlad Maharaj basically, he has taken part in a Rakshasa dynasty. He is always feeling separation from Krishna, and always Krishna is there within his heart. Second example is Mother Sita. Mother Sita, when she was with Lord Ram in the forest, she was always, she was always happy that, and yes, my dear Ram is with me. Physically, he is present in front of me. And spiritually also, Lord Sita and Ram are not separate from each other. Now then Ravana kidnapped Mother Sita. Mother Sita was in Asok Batika. They say that, with association, we get more and more closure. Now here Mother Sita is sitting in the Asok Batika among all these Rakshasis, all these demoniac mentality people. In fact, all the demoniacs are there along with Mother Sita. And that too Ravana is coming here and there and threatening. But did it reduce, with this association, did it reduce Mother Sita's love for Lord Ram? In fact, it increased more and more. So our Acharyas say that when there is separation, the fire of love, basically, it increases more and more. That is the case when a person is 100% sincere and the desire to get closer to Krishna is high within them. Like in case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that when I'm separated from Krishna, the more fire of separation is increasing my heart, and my love for Shyam Sundar is increasing more and more. It was increasing that more that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he ran to Allarnath and he fell down, the entire stone got melted. He was feeling that much separation from his Shyam Sundar and Lord Jagannath. So that's why Kardama Muni says that he wants to remember Krishna every second by staying away from him in a humble mode. So Kardama is saying here that I have completed all my Appara Dharma and now I am ready for renounced order of life. So here we see that there are two types of dharmas are there. One is a Paradharma and one is a Aparadharma. Basically, your material duties as per the Varnashram system, then there is a spiritual duty. So in a materialistic way, somebody might think that why we are doing devotional service? What is the need for this? Take care of your family, give your kids good education, enjoy your life, go out in vacation. Why are you going on this Tirtha Yatra, and why are you going every Sunday to temple, and why are you wasting your 2 hours of time and listening to this and listening to this lectures or this lecture and are doing this devotional service, that devotional service? You have only one life, live it fully. This is not recommended as per our Vedic system. So what is recommended is bhakti is paradharma, savai vangsha paradharma, yato bhaktir adhakhyaje ahituki apartihata yayatma supradishyati. That means the supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which every man and woman can attend the loving devotional service unto Supreme Person Godhead. Such devotional service must be unmotivated, unearned, uninterrupted. And that too, it is to be completely satisfy the self. So that's, and so here Kardama Muni is saying that I have completed all my Aparadharma. Basically, he has completed all his household life of getting his daughters married. And his wife is well settled. Now it is the right time for him to go for his Paradharma, which is to have bhakti toward to Adhakshaja, basically to Supreme Person of Godhead. So with these conversations, he is basically approaching Kapila Muni. Now here, Prabhupada very beautifully is talking about how an ideal sannyasi should behave. Now in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see that a lot of times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is setting up an example how a sannyasi should behave. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, there was an interaction with Aditya Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited to Aditya Goswami's house to have prasadam in his house. So Aditya Goswami invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house when he was basically taking sannyas, and after that he did not take food for quite a long time, 2-3 days, and he was in a complete ecstasy, and he was going to Jagannath. He was going to basically Vrindavan. in Vrindavan, but instead he was in Nityananda Prabhu. Basically, he got him to Aditya Acharya's house. So Aditya Acharya requested him that at my home I have just cooked one palm full of rice, and vegetables are also very, very simple, and I don't have any luxurious cooking. Simply a little liquid vegetable and saag, you come and please take in my house. He could understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not that little notcut nimai, and he has accepted the sannyasi order of life. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu basically is setting up a standard, and basically he wants to become a role model how a sannyasi should behave. So he is, in those Aditya Gosai told that I am just cooked only a palm full of rice. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita we see the description of so many wonderful dishes are there. Like each dish is basically marvelous, and each can supplement the other dish. They're so he and his wife has wonderfully cooked so many dishes. But he is coming and requesting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that please come to my house. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying him that and our Kaviraj Goswami very beautifully he has written down in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says that Prabhu kahe sannyasi ra bhakya nahi upakarana, iha khaile kaiche hai indriya varna. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu basically he comes to Aditya Gosai's house, he says so many preparations. Basically, Aditya Gosai has prepared 4 or 5 different varieties of rice, so many subjis, so many different varieties of sukto, so many saag, and there are so many wonderful cakes, pitha and kheer and misti doi, what not. They are very wonderfully. He has basically offered to Krishna over there, and then he has put two plates for one for Nityananda Gosai and one for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says him that it is not proper for a sannyasi to eat such a variety of foods. If he does, how can he control his senses? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him this question. But initially, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that all these preparations, whatever Aditya Gosai has done, basically it is after offering, Aditya Gosai is going to give it to everybody. Like in our Sunday feast, we have a mass distribution. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that this is for mass distribution. Even Mahaprabhu always encourages that we should first feed others. If we see Gundicha Marjan pastime or any other Jagannath Puri introduction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be always feeding everybody. The Pandas out of love will get lot of prasadam, Jagannath Mahaprasadam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take that Mahaprasadam and he will basically feed everybody. And he says that it is not proper for a sannyasi to eat such an abundant Mahaprasadam. If he sees that, if he eats that, then how one can control his senses? Basically, sannyasi's duty is his body, mind, and word. These 3 things should be completely controlled. His body he should take care of his body in such a way that his body will be utilized for Krishna service, for preaching activities. And his mind will be fully focused on Krishna. Like here and there we hear something, right? Those things get as an impression in our head. We'll be going out on the road, some kind of honk, somebody will honking on the road. Immediately we get tempted. Yes, he has honked me, I will also honk him. Other person might find a fault in us and he is just telling us, yes, this is your mistake. But immediately that arouses anger within our heart. And immediately then, he honked me, I am also going to give him a honk back. We also immediately honk. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here says here, our mind should be completely Krishna conscious. In our mind, all these anarthas would never enter. Looking here and there, we should not, get captivated by the energy of Maya. Instead, our mind will be totally surrendered to Krishna. Then the words, whatever we are speaking it should be always Krishna conscious. If I open our mouth, it should be always in the glorification of Krishna. One person will be telling me something, like in a family life, there are so many things happen. Sometimes, we get into verbal heated argument. But ideally, a devotee is how to the behavior to stay away from this unnecessary prajalpa or blasphemy. Instead, his words should be always very soothing and very pleasing, and it should be on the glorification of Krishna or the Vaishnavas. It should not basically arouse anger within anybody's mind. So they say that our Acharya said that our entire body, mind, and words should be totally surrendered to Krishna. So here we say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that I cannot have so many palatable dishes. That's not an etiquette of a sannyasi. The next, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is entering to Jagannath Puri, when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, basically he requests him please come to my house and eat a Mahaprasad for 100 days. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, no, 100 days I cannot have Mahaprasad in your house. That is not a etiquette. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told, okay, come for 90 days. Like this interaction goes on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused, and finally it said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will take only 5 days Mahaprasadam in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not encourage having a lavish life or enjoying so much. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can come to his house and take a very little Mahaprasadam from his house, just like a Madhukari. Like he is in Chaitanya Charitamrita written, the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is coming and requesting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that if the sannyasis basically for they do Madhukari. In Madhukari for they collect small quantity of prasadam or some grains from a devotee house. Like that, you come to my house, I will cook very less quantity and I will feed you very less quantity. Like that, he has requested. So talking about this Madhukari has come out from this word of Madhukar. Madhukar means the honeybee. So honeybee basically what he does, he goes to a flower. In the flower he goes means the flower might have lot of nectar, lot of honey inside. He can take everything, but he takes very little quantity and he's very, very satisfied in that. Like that, he goes to every flowers and collect little bee. Then we see at the end the beehive is formed. And what is the use of the beehive? At the end, we enjoy the honey from that. So similarly, sannyasi should collect, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that collect a little from each and every household house and should eat simply. That is necessitated for the maintaining his whole body. So here we see that how Kardama Muni is saying that I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant, and renouncing the family life, I wish to wander about free from lamentation and thinking always of you in my heart. And in purport, Prabhupada also very beautifully described by citing examples how a ideal sannyasi should behave and how he should feel renunciate within his mind and within his body and within his words. So with this, I would like to end today's discussion. Any comments or any feedbacks, maybe we can take in the WhatsApp forum. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Uncle. We would like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha Jai Nrsimha Jai Jai Nrsimha, Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padmalingam, Ugravira Mahavishnu Durantam Sarvato Mukham, Nrsimham Vishnu Bhadram Nityam Nityam Namami Ham, Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. This weekend, one very few days before Lord Balram Purnima, which is on Wednesday, August 30, and then next week, first week of September, a lot of festivities. Sunday, it's Ekadasi, minimally fasting from grains and beans and increasing our Krishna consciousness. And Parna time on Monday is 6:19 to 8:54 a.m. It's also disappearance day of Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, we'd like to offer our humble obeisances to all the Samal Vaishnavas. Patisanam Pavanam Vaishnavinda ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.